Thank you very much. Appreciate it. How's everyone doing today? Good. I'll tell you what, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm as excited as I can be about a football team, and really looking forward to getting everything cranked up next week. And it's going to have looks like to be a very exciting schedule, very competitive from the beginning to the end, and in which I think our guys have been working. We had a really good spring, great summer. I think they're excited about coming into camp. The prospects of playing a tough early schedule. Obviously opening up with a conference game beginning of the year, and and Coach Roberts and Southeastern, they've done a fantastic job being champions 2 years in a row. I know how hard that is. So, starts from the very beginning for us. So we need to have a great camp. We've got a lot of new faces, with our team. We'll be able to talk about those guys a little bit. But I think we're excited. We're ready to go, and looking forward to seeing how we produce this year.
Ed, if you'd like to give a little statement about your upcoming senior season.
I'm excited about it. I'm ready to get it started. This last week is just preparation, keeping your mind at ease and getting ready for the long season ahead. I'm excited to get camp going and see the teammates and get together with everybody.
Leroy, your turn. Thoughts about the upcoming season?
Yeah, I'm excited. It's been a great summer. The guys, we really been working hard, and we all coming together, and we know we're on a mission this year. We've had two decent seasons these last 2 seasons, and so we got a mission this season to do good.
Okay, we do have wireless mics on the floor, so if you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get you one of those microphones, and if you would identify yourself and your news agency.
Ted Renault is a Daily Comment and Thibodeau coach. You mentioned it. You start off with a conference game. That doesn't happen, but this 9-game schedule has put some quirks in this schedule. And talking to Coach Roberts earlier, he says it obviously intensifies the camp. What it does on your part, starting with a conference game, and obviously it does intensify everything because nobody wants to be 0-1 on that first week playing a conference opponent.
Well, it does, and we all pay attention to detail as we go through camp anyway. It doesn't matter who the opponent is, but obviously with it being a conference game, paying attention to, the details, as far as you go through the camp. Now we're going, in the last couple of years, I hadn't done a full camp, because we're dealing with the heat and that type of stuff. So we're going to take advantage of every opportunity. We're not going to miss an opportunity to have a practice session, so in preparation for the game. So, it's a big challenge. I don't think we've ever opened up. I don't know if I've, in my head coaching career, I don't know if we ever opened up with a conference game before. So it's going to be something different. It ought to be exciting. It ought to be exciting for the fans, and I know both teams will be ready to play. There's no doubt about it.
Coach Alex Hickey, Lake Charles American Press. This isn't obviously just the first game that's a challenge you're starting with. You go from playing Southeastern to going to Lafayette to Mississippi State. I mean, that's a murderer's row in September. How important is getting through that stretch intact, mentally and physically, going to be to your chances of being a playoff contending team? Well,
since we've taken the job day one, it's been trying to build our depth in the line of scrimmages, and it's been a process for us. And we had our best spring training that we've had since we've been there, and that's largely due to the fact that we've been able to get our numbers increased on the offensive line side, And I think the first couple of spring trainings, we only had 8 or 9 offensive linemen. So, it's really hard to get your team better when you have to really protect a particular group on the field so the rest of the guys can get quality work. But, going back to our spring, we were able to get that done because now we have the depth coming into camp. We have 18 offensive linemen coming in. That's obviously through a lot of hard work through recruiting. And then you look at our defensive line, we're bringing 18 defensive linemen into camp too as well. So, hopefully that pays off for us. And, going into our, those first 4 ball games, you're looking at Southeastern and UL, Mississippi State, and Central Arkansas. And then it doesn't get any easier after that too. So, we ran into that a little bit last year. We got off to a pretty decent start, and we got right in the heat of the battle of the conference play, and we lost, I think it was 6 defensive linemen, right in the middle of the season. And we had to take some young guys that were down, they were being redshirted, and they were on scout team, and then they found themselves starting against Central Arkansas, so which is benefiting us now because they got a lot of game experience. But I think that's the key. To go through a tough schedule. Everybody's schedule's the same, or one's tough, having to deal with the same thing, but it starts with the line of scrimmage and being able to stay healthy on both sides of football there.
Coach, why don't you tell me what it's like to work with Coach Day again? You hired him as a defensive coordinator. Y'all were together at Nichols. It was opposite. He was the head coach. You were the DC, and now it's the same dynamic, but y'all in different positions. Just talk about working with Darryl again.
Yeah, it's been great, and to have your best buddy work with you on staff. And, it was really cool last year, too, to, have Mike Lucas with us. He was the former head coach. And, Coach Day's going to bring that type of experience, to our staff. Of course, he's been in the NFL a couple of years, so, with the Buffalo Bills, bringing that experience in. He'd been a defensive coordinator for a long time, 8 or 9 years at Liberty under Sam Rutigliano. So, it's just very comforting to me to have him there. It is a little different. Now, usually I'm sitting on the side of the table and he's sitting at the head of the table, but he's been a great fit for us. He's an unbelievable recruiter. So I think the kids are really buying into his personality. That's the way he is. He's a gun-ho coach. He likes to get after it. He likes to have fun with the guys. And I think that's going to benefit us as we go through the season. And, he's inheriting a defense that we feel like is talented, but we're young in a lot of areas. We do have a number of players coming back on defense that have played a ton, but he's got a little work to do there, as we prepare and as we go. So, having that experience and having that wisdom, and then, of course, having your best buddy, to coach with, it makes it extra special.
Follow-up question for Leroy. As a senior defensive player and all-conference player, talk about the fact that Coach Day is there, how things have changed and how things have remained the same, not only through Coach Day, but you guys have had several defensive coordinators during your career.
It's always been, even though we get probably a different D coordinator every year, it's pretty much been the same scheme. So it's nothing too hard for the defense to pick up and learn because we're familiar to it. But Coach Day a good guy, and he's a great personality. We're going to have a lot of fun with him.
This is